John Wick 5 can give Keanu Reeves' character a much better ending than Chapter 4, without killing him this time. Despite Chapter 4's definitive ending, John Wick is set to return for a fifth movie, and with Keanu Reeves presumably returning as the Baba Yaga, the next installment offers the protagonist the chance at an even better conclusion. After coming out of retirement, John faced all sorts of deadly enemies over the course of the previous 4 movies, yet he managed to overcome them all. He proved he was the most skillful assassin in the John Wick franchise and simultaneously earned his freedom, but his supposed death at the end of Chapter 4 seemed sure to conclude his story. It may not have been the most satisfying end to the legendary character's journey, but dying after defeating the High Table's elite was a fitting way to go out. However, his return in John Wick 5 suggests his death was a lie, with the Baba Yaga potentially faking it so that he can live the quiet life he always wanted. Despite this, it seems inevitable that John will be pulled back into the action once again in the next film, and this should allow the movie series to change his fortunes and provide a more optimistic ending. There is no denying John Wick. Chapter 4 had a strong ending. Watching him overcome impossible odds and foil every trick the Marquis de Gramont had to throw at him epitomized everything that made John Wick such an iconic character, hence why Chapter 4 is the most popular entry so far. However, while the protagonist's supposed death did feel like a symbolic end to his story, it wasn't the most inspired choice. Countless action franchises have ended with the hero sacrificing himself for the greater good. And while that's not exactly what happened in Chapter 4, it wasn't far off. His death appeared to resolve all remaining conflicts in the series and created a sense of peace, but this felt like a slightly cliched way to end such a unique journey. From a narrative point of view, it makes sense since John's decision-making meant he essentially forfeited the right to a peaceful retirement, but his death was still the most obvious direction to go. Sure, a bolder ending could have gone wrong, but equally, it could have been more memorable, especially now that John Wick appears to have survived Chapter 4, which makes the conclusion feel less special. While the action hero falling in love may also feel like a cliched ending, it does seem especially fitting for John Wick, considering all the adversity he's faced in his life. John's wife died before the events of the first film, meaning he's never had a romantic interest throughout his entire time in the franchise. Additionally, John Wick's straightforward tone means a love story simply hasn't slotted into the action-packed nature of the movie series, hence why he has never entered another relationship. But Chapter 5 could make some tweaks to give him a happier ending. The plot should still focus on all the classic traits that make John Wick so good, such as close-quarters combat and high-octane action sequences. However, bringing him back can't just end with him dying again, and allowing him to settle down with someone could be a wholesome change of pace for the franchise, assuming it is the final chapter. Someone like Sofia Al-Azwar could be a good fit as she understands his life and shares his love for dogs, but even a new character could help provide John with a full-circle ending if he were to find love again.